my friends, they make me feel good.
But your enemies...
But my enemies make me much better.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I fully agree with that.
Yeah.
Today, I have the pleasure to welcome in the studio Lea Linster. Welcome.
Thank you very much for welcoming me here in your beautiful, cool studio. I like it.
It's a pleasure. You are my neighbor because your shop is just downstairs. That's where we enjoy our coffees, our madeleine. And for many weeks, we said, I also need to interview you. So maybe my first question is, you're not making any secret about your age. You're 71 year young, and you still are not using your retirement scheme. I'm sure you could just send some papers, get the money, and stop working. Why is that?
Because working is the only thing I know how to do. It's my pleasure. I know how to work. I do not know how to make vacation or no, I love it.
Yeah, and I see you every day. You're here, you spend all your day meeting with people coming from Luxembourg, coming from Germany, coming from France, you sign books. I mean, it's exhausting, no?
Not really, because I love to be wanted. That's all I want.
Okay.
And I love when people come from far, far away and they want a book from me, and my madeleines, of course. And always when they say, oh my God, these madeleines are so good, then I say, my madeleines and me, we love you very much too.
Yeah, and I've seen
that
many,
it is so beautiful for me that I can do it, and I'm still able to do it, so I'm very grateful.
And you're in a funny position because you're one of the only people where city guides, leading groups of 20, 30, 40 people, walk past your shop and say, and this is where the famous Lea Linster has the shop, and they are okay. And then they see you and she's here for real. Like they thought you would it would be just a brand. So you can really meet your fans and make new fans every day.
Yes, absolutely. And I enjoy it very much. And the more there are, the more I enjoy it. Once in a while, I'm a little bit tired, but definitely not of this.
Mm-hmm. Let's give maybe a number. What is your record? How many madeleines have you sold in one day?
Oh, that was a little bit more like 3,000, maybe 3,003. Mm-hmm. It was the day of the inauguration when...
October 3rd.
October 3rd, when Guillaume, our beloved Grand Duke, new Grand Duke, when he took the throne, I made more than 3,000 in one day.
And I remember you were listening to his speech live on your phone at the same time, and it's true, it was difficult to move. There were so many people there. Yeah. So congratulations, 3,000 madeleines in one day is quite spectacular. One of the reasons why I invited you is you're launching a new business. Mm-hmm. So what is this?
A boutique cafe. Because now in my boutique, I said it's too big to be a small one and it's too small to be a big one. Mm-hmm. So there's in between, that's not so much myself. And actually I want to go to my old plan, which was only madeleines and only sold over the counter. But now we have also a little cafe, and this is it's definitely too small. Mm-hmm. So I got the opportunity, and I will open a beautiful cafe, like a salon, where you can have cafe and dessert, and of course my madeleines, and you can have a smart business lunch. And then at the end of the afternoon, early evening, you can have a beautiful cocktails and chill down a little bit. Mm-hmm. So it will be a beautiful day. That's how I imagine also a perfect day.
And so give me the two key info. Where is it? When do you open?
I will open in October, and it will be at Rue Philippe II.
Okay, so right in the center.
Yes, and right in the center. And that was always my dream. I always gave up that dream, but then all of a sudden came the brilliant, beautiful opportunity, and I did not hesitate and said yes. Yeah.
So one thing I'm also interested to talk about with you is the lessons of business. Personally, I've been running my business 26 years, and I'm considering I made every possible mistake. I went to your restaurant for the first time with my parents. It must have been 1990.
Yes.
Then I arrived in Luxembourg in 96, and here I was again. And so I followed you through the years. Of course, I witnessed when Louis took over. I witnessed when he got the second star last year in Anvers. When you look back, which are maybe the lessons you could share with young entrepreneurs?
Well, what I could say is follow your dreams, because your dreams, they do not come from anywhere out of the blue. They come because you have a certain history, you have a certain way of life, your family, the whole thing, and the dreams, they come. And when you have the passion, follow your dreams. That's absolutely my best piece of advice I could give to a young one. And stay faithful to yourself.
To your values also, I would imagine.
Yes. Your own values, and do avoid things that make you insecure. Avoid also people who are toxic in the way and who want to slow you down. Because I said I could do many things because there was nobody who could slow me down.
You tend to speak your mind. You're very direct. You say things directly. Do you ever regret that you've said some things where you think I should not have said that?
I must admit that in former times, sometimes at night, then I thought, oh my God, I said that and that. I better should have said it in a more moderate way or something like this. But then at the end, that's me. What do you want? I said, I cannot go against myself. And then it turned out that people liked it. Because they love frank people. They love when you're frank. When you're frank and you do not... Authentic, that's also very important. And, well, I'm happy and really grateful, as I said before, that I could do it my way.
If we talk about the younger generation, we see that, for example, to open a restaurant today, for somebody just with good intention, it's virtually impossible. It would be just too expensive. The banks would not follow a beginner. How would you solve this if you were starting today yourself?
I love, and I'm a big defender of starting something from scratch. And scratch means kind of starting from nothing. And then just with your own skills, with your own wishes, with your own dreams, and then you have to be able to show people what are your intentions, and then you can grow slowly. And growing slowly is not that bad, because if sometimes there comes a stress situation, you have had this already once in a different way, but it was stress too, and you know how to handle it. And that's why I was undestroyable.
And we see a bit everywhere in Europe, some 3-star, 2-star, 1-star chef who go down, who give back a star because they want to do something, as you say, smaller, more personal, maybe less expensive also to run, because I imagine when you have 2-star, the costs are exploding. So you would advise to start small, maybe just a small locale, 10 tables, and then build from there.
It depends the intention you have at the beginning. Because if you see it as an entrepreneur, it's completely different than when you see it as an artist or a craftsman. That's completely different, because entrepreneurs, they have a different picture of the whole thing. And me, I could start it all over again and again and again. And I love that. And now, I ask myself, do I want to prove anything to myself? No, I don't need to prove. I love to do what I do. And if I have the opportunity to fulfill one of my dreams, one of the last ones, because I fulfilled almost all of them, I do it.
I think it's a good philosophy. If you look back, you got famously in 1989 the Bocuse d'Or. When I interviewed Paul Bocuse, he saw on my business card Luxembourg. Immediately he asked me, how is Leah doing? And when you walk there, we can see your name on the floor in the marble. So when you look back at all those years, did you do any mistakes?
Of course. But you know, what is a mistake? If you make mistakes, and the consequences of the mistake is probably that you get a lesson. And when you can see that, when you can recognize the lesson, and you can avoid the same mistake a second time, or maybe once or twice, you can make it. But then game over. Don't do it anymore. Otherwise, you did not understand anything. But if you understand your mistake, well, you get a brilliant lesson, and believe me, it gives you a nice experience, and you grow with it. So don't cry over your You know, I never cried about my stupid stuff because at the end it was not that stupid. It helped me grow and it helped me to understand much better what I was doing.
And it can be the same in cooking. Sometimes a mistake when you cook triggers a new recipe.
I made once a very big mistake, a real one. And everybody was really curious how I would solve it. It was not really my fault. They put it there. I put salt instead of sugar.
Oh no!
Believe me, that's much worse than sugar instead of salt because the amount. It was awful, and it was into milk. So the milk straight away became something like cottage cheese. You see, I said, "Oh my God, what happened here?" I said, "Oh, it was so salty." And then I said, "Now I show you the secret. What we professionals do when something really gets wrong." And they say, "Oh, well, what is it? What is it?" And I let them, I let them guess a little bit. I said, "You start it all over from brand new. You throw away the other one, and you start it all over."
Okay.
And then you pay attention because pay attention. Don't take that for salt for sugar. You see, for example, and everybody was laughing. I still know where it was. It was in Finland. I made a demonstration. Can you imagine? In front of everybody. But everybody loved it very much, and we had a brilliant result later on with the right sugar.
Very good. I remember an important episode. I think it was '99 when you opened the Buffet de la Gare. At the time, Gare was already not so well populated, and it's the left side of the Gare. It's a very big space. I think you had the level floor and the first floor. How did this go? Did it go well? Did it go wrong? Would you do this again?
Well, I probably wouldn't do it again the same way, but I'm really happy that I dropped into that, how do you call it, to that trap. Okay. It was a trap. I was trapped. But the way you get out of a trap gives you a lesson for life, believe me, and I got that lesson for life. It didn't kill me. But later on, I was, how do we say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Absolutely. I was a very strong woman after that, believe me.
What was the main lesson here? Were you trusting too much the other people?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, yes. And then, you see, in Frisange, at that time, I made a fine dining place out of a gas station in Frisange, which is something, no? But nobody was really jealous because I was still in Frisange. But coming to town, they see business and entrepreneurs differently than in Frisange. So there were some people who they were not so happy about it. But you have to go through this. And at the end, you have to save yourself. So that's what I did. And many people said to me later on, that was the mistake you could have avoided. And I said, well, yes, that's true. But on the other hand, I had the good idea on that time to call Alfred Biolek, who was the biggest star on German TV, for my opening, because meanwhile he was a friend of mine, and also minister. It was Robert Goebbels at that time, and we made a brilliant opening, and the Germans saw this. And so Germany discovered me through the La Gare, because La Gare was made by German engineers and architects.
That was your door to
and
the
I knew
German
that.
market.
I knew it.
Yeah, and then you became a huge celebrity.
Yeah.
You've been working with Brigitte, which is a very big magazine for many, many years.
Yeah.
You've been on television in Germany.
Yes, I made twice the taste.
Yes, and you've been there all the time. Any German friend that I know, if I want to show off, I just say, I know Lea Linster. And they all, oh my God, so impressed. So how do you solve this tension? Because this is something which is not reserved to you. I see the same with Mr. Valentini, the famous architect, with the Schleck brothers. Luxembourg is very, very tough with its own stars.
I see what
if I go in America and I wear a shirt with Luxembourg, people scream at me, Andy Schleck! And if I go in Berlin,
I had that too.
and I know that people know that I know you, they, oh my God, Lea Linster. So basically, I think you are both, all those people who are very successful abroad have a hard time locally. Why is that?
Well, because I think because here it's a small country and everybody knows everybody more or less, and people they think why her and not me, or why. I know there were at my time there were people who said my nephew has a restaurant too, but what is he missing?
How can he get the Bocuse d'Or?
Yeah. So well, yeah, and I think that's a big secret of Luxembourg, but it's also a little bit. You see, here are many people who have a monopoly. Mm-hmm. And a monopoly is you don't let. You see, I love when people challenges. Mm-hmm. I love that because it makes me tough. Mm-hmm. See, yes. For example, I say sometimes, my friends they make me good, make me feel good.
But your enemies.
But my enemies make me much better.
Exactly, yeah. I fully agree with that.
Yeah.
They don't realize how much energy they give to us.
But on one side, sometimes I am a little bit, touched when I think back on that time when this young woman who wanted to show everybody how well she could cook and how well she loved to spoil everybody, and then they gave her a hard time. And then I said, I thank God I passed through this. I really thank God.
It's a rural background, like the thing about
cows. Rural background might be the case.
I'm looking how many cows you have, and I'm jealous for everything.
Yeah. But I'm a nice cow by myself, you see.
If we talk about success, I mean, you run your business with your star until you transmitted it to Louis. He kept the star, very quickly got the second star. He was Chef of the Year Gomio, all in record time. How do you reflect to this phenomenal success? I remember us talking 15 years ago, and you were almost crying because Louis didn't want to have anything to do with restaurant. How times have changed, huh?
Yeah. But I never forced him. That's the first thing.
I remember.
And there is something people very often say, oh, my son or my children, they don't want to take over my business. But I was never complaining about my business. And believe me, I had hard times sometimes.
I'm sure.
But I was never complaining about the work. The work was beautiful. I loved it. And so if I haven't had my work, it would have been very, very hard. But I had my work to console me, and I was very happy with it. And I probably gave that impression to Louis too. And well, he took it well. My father raised me in a very liberal way. Mm-hmm. I did the same with Louis. And when you are liberal and you are not, you have not to pay attention to this and that and whatever, you can develop much better and much easier, There's nothing above freedom, believe me.
That's true. And now, of course, there's also Léon, the son of Louis, so you've got several generations.
Yeah, Léon is also interested very much in food. He tastes. He's a good taster. When it's good, he doesn't share with me, not even a drop. Mm-hmm. But when it's bad, I get the whole thing. And I said, well, I don't want it either. It's not good enough. If you give it like this to me, I know it's not good enough. And then I said, well, not good, it's bad.
Just to conclude, maybe one last word again for the next generation. I think, again, they have a hard time. There's the fact that banks no longer follow entrepreneurs make it super difficult to start. So you already shared the fact that they need to follow their passion, that they need to start small but true to their values and work like machines until they find their way. Any last message for them when they are doubting, when they are hitting their head against an administration that sends one paperwork after the other? What would you tell them to do?
Well, that's part of the business. You see, when everything goes easily, everybody could do it. That's part of the business. And if you can hold against this, you become good. And that's what I like. Later on, you will be so happy because you made it your way and you succeeded. Because when you succeeded, because somebody was helping you here and somebody was helping you there, etc. It's nice to be lucky, but still, your work and your personality and everything you do, that's the most important. And you have to provoke luck in a way. So if you show that you are somebody who could do it, it's maybe a little bit easier to get help from. But actually, help is what makes you weak also a little bit.
Of course.
Yeah, a little bit weak. And I love when I don't want to have it too tough so that you get tired and you say, no, I give up. But giving up is definitely not a second plan, and it's not an option. but it has to be your plan. If it's your plan, you don't give up easily. But when it's an idea coming from, I don't know, from home, well, give it up when it doesn't please you. Also, I say to people, it's easy to be happy. You know how? When you know what you love, and when you know how you get there, or you get it, then it's easy to be happy. You can be happy, very happy. And I'm so happy because I'm 71, and all these years I'm got and I met so many things I really do love, and I really culture them. I don't give them up. They stay with me.
And there's two things here I could not agree more. One is that a good dose of precarity or precariousness is the mother of all creativity. I think this, I've been through this cycle so many times. You get in trouble, you get low, but then you get super creative. And the other thing that you touched here, and again, I think this is the best advice you can give, there's nothing like self-confidence.
Yeah.
But a lot of young entrepreneurs come to me and ask me, how are you so self-confident? I just tell them, it's just reflecting what you've been achieving in your life. Self-confidence is only the reflection of what you achieved.
And never confuse self-confidence with arrogancy. Yes. Because that's not an option.
Absolutely.
Either.
Or optimism, like I'm going to succeed.
Yeah, I'm very stay optimistic.
You know
I'm
inside
optimistic.
of yourself what you've achieved, and this is something you cannot buy, and something nobody can steal from you. So I would like to thank you for this interview. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning downstairs, and a lot of success with your new venture, Rue Philippe.
Thank you very much, and I hope that a lot of people will come and taste what I do.
They surely will. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Veel more space.
Merci, merci, Jérôme.
Verdict.
It was a lot of fun.
Juste bien.
Take it. I'm a nice cow by myself.
Et on va toucher une